Today is story time. It's also our anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you.
Sing in your heart. We're going to be telling you guys how we
made it
met
1 year.
a year ago.
And here goes 50 more.
50? That's it?
Oh.
You're planning on finding someone else at 50?
100 more.
There you go. If you
I'll
find someone at
else
100, then you can keep them.
Story time is what? We're going to
tell you how we met and got married in 6 weeks. The drama. The tea.
Guys, grab something to drink, grab some popcorn, sit back. It's about to get real. Roll the intro. We still don't have an intro. All right, hit it.
Anniversary.
So we're celebrating anniversary weekend, and we decided to make this video to tell you about our story.
The first time we met was at Grace Community Church at Bible study that neither of us were supposed to be
I remember it like it was yesterday.
It pretty much was yesterday.
You gotta tell it like it's a story.
I am.
Like you're reading a book.
It pretty much was yesterday.
'Twas the night before Christmas.
'Twas the night before Halloween.
It was the night before Halloween.
Well, it wasn't the night before. It was like the week before Halloween. And Chris Hamilton, what up? He's not watching this video.
I highly doubt he's watching this video.
But if you are watching this video, he was preaching on marriage at our Bible study. Friday night Bible study. I wasn't supposed to be there because I was supposed to be at a game night, but I was on hospitality team, so I was forced to be there.
I wasn't supposed to be there because
you didn't even go there.
I didn't even go there. I was visiting because my sister went there and she was starting to go consistently, and me and my buddy were driving back from Yosemite and we were passing the valley on the way to San Gabriel Valley, and we were like, oh, I was just thinking, what else could we do? Because, you know, I like to just keep the party going, right? 3 days of camping, I'm like, let's hang out. It's Friday night. Let's do something else.
Yep.
So I hit up my sister. I'm like, what's up with the ladies over there? No, I'm just kidding. I hit up my sister and I was like, hey, we want to stop by and like visit and say hi. So we did. And we stopped by the Bible study and
they were doing a Q&A on marriage.
Yeah, it was cute. Chris Hamilton and his wife, they were talking about marriage and talking about we should do a Q&A on marriage. What
No.
Let me ask you a few questions about marriage.
You guys don't want that, trust me.
How about this? If you guys want to know, we'll do a Q&A in a few weeks. Just put some comments below or message us on Instagram or just text us because a lot of you know us and ask questions and then we'll make a video.
Yeah.
All right, so the Bible study or the sermon or the Q&A thing.
It was prepping him for marriage subconsciously.
Prep my heart. You set all this up, didn't you?
No.
The sermon ended, and it was like a Bible study sermon. Those are called sermons, right?
Yeah.
And then they had like a Q&A after the sermon. And so what had happened was, what's his wife's name? Anne was sitting there, and the ladies were going up to her asking questions. And I also wanted to ask her a question. I think I was going to ask her what the secret is to so many successful years of marriage. But I didn't get to ask. I didn't get to because I was interrupted by some beautiful lady. She was like,
leggings.
She's like, yeah, she looked like homeless kind of. She came up and she's like, are you lost? And I was like, no, I just found what I was looking for.
Only the first part of that is true.
I didn't say that. She said, are you lost? And I was just like, no, I'm waiting for, I don't know, what did I say?
He said something about waiting to talk to Anne, but I think it was a lie.
It wasn't a lie. I was going to ask her a question.
He was just like, where am I? Who am I?
So she was like, all over me, like,
okay. No.
So
we started talking about what he did, and he was saying how he was a car salesman, and I asked if he went to school, and then we started bonding over our hatred for college and how it's a waste of time, and money and...
Yeah, that's all accurate. And then she invited me over the next day to her little apartment warming that she was having with all her friends.
Because I had just moved out of my parents' house that week. So I was having a game day at my apartment to celebrate my independence.
Why'd you move out of your parents' house?
Because they were moving to Lancaster, which is an hour and a half away from the church. And I wanted to stay at church. And I wanted to stay in that area because I was working over there. So I stayed and they left.
Where were we?
So you were like, oh, that's really far. Because he was living in San Gabriel, which was like 50 minutes from church.
15?
50 minutes.
50, yes. 50.
And he was like, that's really far. I don't know.
Yeah, you want me to drive back out again the next day? So of course I'll be there.
So I was like, all right, he's not coming. And then at like 11:30, he messaged me on Facebook.
It wasn't 11:30.
It was 11:30 because
it was like 11:15 p.m.
Oh, okay, 11:15.
I wouldn't have messaged you at 11:30. That's rude. 11:15, you know.
I had left Bible study to go to In-N-Out with my friend Leah, and we were chilling in the parking lot. And then he messaged me, and I was like, "Ooh, look who messaged me."
What did you say when I messaged you?
I said, "Ooh, look who messaged me."
Yeah, that's cute.
And I was like, "Interesting. I didn't think he'd want to come." And then you said something like, "Oh, what time is it? I still want to go, or I want to go, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, interesting, okay. And then he showed up the next day, but I was late to my own party.
Yeah, can you believe this chick? Like, I'm late to everything, right? She told me like 2 or something. I got there like 2:30. She wasn't even there. She was like picking up her friends, and then I'm like, wow, I look like a loser because I'm like, I'm late to your thing. And you ain't even here, so now I look like I'm early. And then of course she tries to pull off sometimes like, oh yeah, he came early that first time.
In my remembrance, I told him 2:00. In his remembrance, he told me 2:30. No. In your remembrance, you said it was, I invited you at 2. I remember inviting you at 2:30. You got there at 2:30 thinking you were late, but in my head, you were right on time.
There's a lot of things that go on in her head. We hung out at her pad. She was having this rager of a housewarming. It was off the chains. We were sitting around playing a game. What were we playing?
Apples to apples.
Apples to apples.
Probably.
It was lit.
Lit.
And there was juice and chips.
He brought chicken and he brought me a little black pumpkin that I still have.
Where's that black pumpkin?
After this game night thing, this game day thing, he stayed like the latest out of everybody.
I didn't stay the latest.
It was like me and my friend, and then he stayed the latest.
Your friend was there.
And we were just chilling, and then we had to leave actually, because we were gonna go see a movie, me and my friend.
Fancy.
So I was like, gotta go, but I was like, he was fun.
I was never gonna see you again, to be honest. Until I wanted to invite you over for the Dodger game.
Yeah, so that Sunday he invited me over to watch the Dodgers.
And they lost, by the way. This girl showed up in like this red flannel with her hair all did. And I was like, okay.
So he was hanging out in the kitchen with me and his sister.
And Gio.
And his friend Gio.
Don't forget about Gio.
So yeah, we were all hanging out together, and I stayed kind of late-ish. And then the next time we saw each other...
But hold on though, fam. Hold on. That night is the night I knew I wanted this lady. After the game, we went upstairs with me and my buddy Gio, and Leah tagged along, whatever, to jam. So I had like a drum set, a piano, a guitar. She jumped on the piano and she dropped some bars and sang. It was fire. At that point, my heart, it was just like beating and I was alive and...
Oh, this is cute.
Oh, I was just messing around.
That's when you fell in love with me.
Kinda.
Yeah.
So and then I told my mom I liked you, and she said that you were too dark.
she didn't like that I was from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
she thought you were pretty dark.
That's what my profile on Facebook says. It says that I went to Hogwarts. You know, she's not the first. I've been asked by more people than I'd like to recall about my Facebook profile.
Because you're a witch.
Because they literally think it's a real place. Like Hogwarts. Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Why are you pretending like you're some witch?
This is what happens when you marry someone who's never seen Star Wars or Harry Potter or anything good.
I saw Lord of the Rings, I think. Maybe one of them.
Anyways. So anyway, at that point I was like, he's cool. And
that's it? I'm cool? That's all you thought?
I thought he was cute too.
You thought it was cute and cool?
Yeah.
Alright, that works. I guess that's good enough.
I mean, we're here, aren't we?
That's true. So then after that night, we didn't really talk much for the next, like, what, week?
Yeah, why didn't you text me?
I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. Then she made the next move. Maybe it was one of my tests. I don't know.
It's like, I like that girl. I'm never going to text her or talk to her again.
Yeah, that's how we roll. That's how us millennials do things.
Gross. So then I texted him about Halloween.
So she hit me up and said, what are you doing for Halloween? And I was like, oh yeah, I remember you. And check out this clip of her. I don't know why she's wearing a trash can.
It was the Grouch. That was okay, so I didn't have any Halloween costume.
But it was at that moment that I really knew to marry her.
He wanted to get down with the Grouch. I got my number asked for that night too. So he wasn't the only one that thought that costume was hot.
It wasn't that it was hot, it's that you had the guts to embarrass yourself. And I was like, she's perfect.
Guys usually like girls that dress trashy, but these ones like the ones that dress like the trash, the literal trash. Like actually a trash
I've
can.
never even seen Elmo. I don't know how the Grouch.
You mean Sesame Street?
Yeah, that.
He's never even seen Elmo, he says.
So, why is he a trash can?
He lives in the trash. He lives in the dumpster. He's like the homeless like puppet. And he like lives in a dumpster. And his name's Oscar the Grouch. And he's like grouchy old man who lives in the dumpster.
That's weird.
He's never seen Sesame Street. He had no childhood, guys.
I've never seen Mr. Rogers either. Well, we're going to see that tonight, huh?
Yep. Anniversary. We had this little dance thingamajig on Halloween, and we're like chilling and stuff. We saw each other at Bible study a couple of times in between this, and then his sister invited us to go to Disneyland together.
She invited you to go to Disneyland, and then you invited me. My sister didn't even invite me. No, she invited me. But
I thought she did, and then she was like, I'm not sure if Brian's going.
I'm sure she invited me. So I was having like health issues, and I wasn't done with all the walking. But when she told me she was going, I was like, yo, what's good with it? I'll go. But no, we ended up pushing each other around on wheelchairs because...
Yeah, I made him get a wheelchair for me. And I was being pushed around because every time I go to Disneyland, by the end of the day, my legs are literally broken.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I thought I couldn't walk. I guess we were just meant for each other.
Yeah, we're both cripples.
So I asked her to marry me. No, it wasn't that Disneyland trip. It was the next one. Spoiler. All right, so I told her she was in a wheelchair, and we rolled up to like this. We rolled up.
I was eating a chimichanga. Right?
We rolled up to this little food stand, and we sat down to eat. Well, she was already sitting. I rolled her up to eat, and I asked her, "Can you just get out of that chair and come sit next to me? Because it's a little awkward. Because I want to ask you something." And then she was like,
hobble.
And she like hobbled to the seat. And then, because, I was going to hit on her, and I was like, it's kind of weird because you're like in a wheelchair.
You're so ableist.
I just don't want you to like represent yourself like you're in a wheelchair to all the people that were sitting around us, because you can walk. You didn't have no broken bones. You can
I have arthritis, okay?
Okay, relax. So she sat next to me, and I was like, "Hey, yo, ma, listen, this is what's gonna be like, all right? You can be my girl from now on. You hear me?"
No, it was more like, so we're not gonna be friends.
So I told her that.
That's literally how he started. He said, "I don't want to be friends with you," and I was like,
yeah. I was like, "Listen, I don't want to be friends with you."
But you didn't say anything else after that, and I was very confused. Remember?
And then I don't remember.
You literally just said, "I don't want to be friends," and I was like,
"No, I'm sure I made it."
I promise you, that's what happened.
I told her I didn't want to be friends, and because I don't want to hang out with someone I have feelings for.
But he waited he like saved that part for like.
Relax. Maybe in your head it was like lifetime, but it was a normal conversation to me. So I told her that I didn't want to hang out because if I have feelings for you, I think it's weird to like just hang out. So maybe I'd like take you out or something. Like we can be, we can be something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. Yeah, then the next part is a little bit of a drag. She's like, "Well, I'm kind of in the middle of something I gotta figure out," and I'm like, "It's cool, it's cool." But I was pretty sad. But anyways, I was like, "All right, like, let me know."
Then we talked in the car afterwards for like.
Then we talked because she was digging me too, and
I was like, the timing's just bad, and I'm not emotionally ready yet.
It was one of those things, like, it's not you, it's me.
But for once, it actually was me. Normally, that's just my way of getting out of things, but this actually was me this one time. But I still wanted to be friends, but he was like, "I don't want to be friends though.
Because it's weird,
dating. Which I respect.
Feelings for you, I can just be friends.
I was like, all right, this is sad. I wish this could have worked out.
And that's how it ended. And we left each other. I was like, all right, like, thanks for the ride or whatever, because she drove.
Yeah.
And that was it. I woke up the next morning like, dude, you never get stuff in your life by quitting that easy. Like, I was like, all right, like, go figure out your thing, and maybe we'll talk someday or something. I don't know. Did I even say that?
No, it was just like, "Bye, Felicia. Yeah. Never see you again."
But in the next morning, I was like, no, like, I want this girl. Like, I'm not just gonna drop it like that. So I text her the next day. You could probably scroll back to the text, but it was something like, that'll be a lot of scrolling, huh?
It would literally take forever.
I said.
You said you thought about it and that you regretted saying that, and that you could be friends with me, and that you'd be patient because you thought I was worth it or something like that.
Oh, that's sweet, because I would normally never say something like that. So we started hanging out, and we hung out a lot. And keep in mind, people, we got married 6 weeks after we met.
The first night at Bible study.
So this is all happening very fast. There wasn't any rush. There wasn't any reason that we got married. Like, in other words, she's 5 months pregnant today, 6 months, 8 months.
I'm not 5 months pregnant.
Wait, how many months pregnant are you?
8 months pregnant.
Yeah, she's 8 months pregnant today, a year into our marriage. So
this wasn't a shotgun wedding.
That's what I was trying to say.
We just wanted to get married because, okay, so here's my reasoning. My reasoning was like...
Okay, well, let's not jump ahead, though. I was just saying, like, I don't want people to think... All right, so So we started hanging out a lot, and by a lot I mean like every day, because like I said, 6 weeks.
And we were driving, like I'd drive over to his place, he'd drive over to my place. It was like an hour. It ain't no thing, because we liked each other.
Oh, give me a kiss.
We were hanging out every day, and when did we like? We just decided one day. We were like, so, is this official now? I think I asked you. I was like, so are we a thing now?
Oh yeah.
And then you were like,
yeah, it was official, and we had a lot of talking, a lot of texting.
And we were both very open about literally everything.
We were able to like get to each other's like.
That's like we're who we
fast.
are. We're just like super transparent. So it was very easy to get to know each other because we're just like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. So it was pretty clear that I was like, I want to marry this girl, and so we made it official, like boyfriend girlfriend, and then we hung out a little bit more, and then
we were only boyfriend and girlfriend for like 2 days.
Yeah, something like that. And then like the day before Thanksgiving. Well, actually, I met your family, and that was really fun. Mm-hmm. And
they were like, if you dump him, I swear, because I dumped everybody that I dated all the time. Like they'd last like a month, and I'd be like, boy, bye, just because I knew what I was looking for. And I always said to my mom, I'm like, when I know it, I'll know. Like, I already know what I'm looking for. She's like, she's never gonna get married. She's gonna be here forever. They were just like, can you just marry anybody? Like, does he have a job? Like, that's good enough for us. Wow. So their standards were clearly very high. But they liked him a lot because he's very similar to my dad.
It was fun. We were chatting, and a couple of days later, I don't remember how long it was later, I went back to their house
the night before
and then
Thanksgiving.
I was like, yeah, I really like your daughter, and I think it would be a good idea if we got married.
And I was like at the door like
and you know, her parents of course were like, wow, that's really fast, but you know, seems like it would be something that Aaliyah would do, so
my dad's like, you would do this.
That was the day before Thanksgiving last year, and then the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, we went to Disneyland again with my family, and the whole fam was there, and then this happened. That's just a picture, isn't it? Not a video. Oh. So this picture shows, where's the picture? This picture shows that asked to be my wife. And
well, we have to tell them how we got there. We were just eating at like this cafe, and we weren't planning on getting engaged this day. We were just hanging out, but we knew we wanted to get married. We were thinking like around May, and he'd propose in like December or something. So we had the ring like on the way. Like I knew about that, but we weren't planning on getting engaged that night.
And we were like, why are we gonna wait that long? Let's just do it now.
That's so freaking long.
So we were like, okay, let's just get married tomorrow.
Yeah, so then we were looking up places that will marry you in 24 hours.
And that would put us at 4 weeks of getting married, 4 weeks of knowing each other before we got married.
Yeah, so that was our plan. And then you like told your mom. And then
I like told her, oh, hey, I'm going to propose.
And you guys know that meme that's like...
And then that's when the marriage, that's when the proposal happened.
Yeah, you guys know the meme with the guy that's just blinking like... That was his whole family.
Yeah, really.
So the proposal went down like this.
I was sitting in the restaurant with her, and I was like, how would you want me to propose, like when it comes down to that, like tonight? Well, not really tonight. We were talking about getting married the next day. I was like, I gotta propose. I mean, this is weird. And so I was like, would you want like a private proposal or like a public? And she's like, oh, private. And I was like, perfect. And then in front of all of Disneyland or California Adventure, right by the tree lighting, and where everybody was taking pictures, there was a big old line of people trying to take a picture, and I was just there like, bam, 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 bam.
We were posing with the family.
Bam, we were posing, and then I said, wait, I have one more pose. And then the camera girl was like, and then I got on my knee. You see?
Yeah.
You see what this is what I did.
Yep. He
Look
is.
up at the picture.
He is.
That's gonna be the thumbnail. Alright. So it was official. She said yes. And my
then he
family
put the wedding sizer on my finger. I still have them. Thanks, Cynthia.
And then you said yes, and we called your family and said, hey, we're going to get married tomorrow. And they were like...
We didn't call them. We sent them a text of the pictures. And then my dad called me while we were at the mall on Black Friday looking for my wedding dress.
We went to the mall on Black Friday, and it was like no parking.
And he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing. And then he was like, can you at least wait till like next week because we're moving tomorrow? So my family was planning on moving to Lancaster, like I said in the beginning. Lancaster, Palmdale, same diff. Saw the desert. Anyway, they were planning on moving that day that we were planning on getting married. And I was like, if you're gonna make us do a long engagement.
Yeah, like, well, that's really long.
Who are you?
Rude.
So rude.
So
I was like, I guess.
So it was official. We were getting married in 1 week. So your family could be there.
Yes.
So we got like her dress, and we were planning everything out, and there was like some stuff from like our churches, and like people wanted to meet up with us, and like, hey, what are you guys doing?
They were all very
you guys
concerned.
are psychopaths, you know, all this fun stuff. And
they said we were disturbing.
No, they didn't say we were psychopaths, but yeah, they did say we were disturbing.
They were very disturbed by our marriage.
But you know, we were just like, listen, we want each other, and we're gonna get married, and that was it. So it was official. It was gonna be that Saturday, and then she gets like strep throat or something.
I don't know what it was. It was gross though. And I literally had it the entire first month of our marriage, and the month before, or the week before too. Mm-hmm. So on our wedding day, I was walking down the aisle like, don't cough, don't cough, don't cough, don't cough. And I was like hacking up. You don't even want to know.
Yeah.
Before, it was nasty.
So we pushed it another week, and we got married 2 weeks after our original date. So that's how it ended up being 6 weeks.
That's how it ended up being a long engagement.
To this day. You point over there, I'm gonna point in the middle, and then I'll also point here, and then until this day. And then that's all the pictures of our wedding. All right, so yeah, so moral of the story, if you love someone, just marry them.
Yeah, why are you waiting so long?
Don't wait. What are you waiting? I mean, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 2 years engagement, just marry them. So we actually just did like a quick little wedding at a local park in Temple City.
It was so cute.
And it was really cute.
It went perfect. Somehow. I don't know how, because we are horrible at planning anything.
Yeah. Like I played her a couple songs, and
he surprised me.
I didn't even know I was going to do that till the morning of. I was like, oh, I should just play her a couple songs. That'd be cool. We'll just like sing together, the whole group of people that are there. That was kind of cool. So yeah, it was a cute little wedding, and we went to lunch after. We went on a honeymoon. Thanks to my buddy, got us a room. Yeah, it turned out to be a nice wedding. And now here we are, a year later, celebrating this weekend. Check out our Instagram for some little cute things that might happen this weekend. I don't know, just saying. Look, because it's gonna be cool. Yeah.
So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed our story time. We have lots of interesting stories. We'll maybe be putting up soon.
You said maybe?
Maybe. We might be putting up these interesting stories soon, so stay tuned.
What do you mean might be? We're gonna drop some fire stories on you, fam. Subscribe, notify.
If you want to find out things like why we moved to Texas all of a sudden.
Friends, go on Reddit and tell everybody about us. Go and door to door in your neighborhoods and tell everybody about our channel. Then tell everybody at your work. Write to Santa Claus and tell him that all you want is to be subscribed to our channel to see every video that we come out with. And then also put us in your will as the only thing that you ever really cared about seeing our videos.
Leave us money too.
And then leave us some money.
We'll need it for our 8 kids.
And thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one. Cool movie.
the vow still stands today. I have your hand and I have your broken pieces. Thank you for allowing me to show you the way. It's by God's grace that I know where I'm going. I vow to love you, my best friend, my partner, my helper, my wife, to lead you through the tough and the wonders, through sickness and health. I vow to always make you laugh and to hold you close while you try to hide your tears. I'll even watch you movies with you. Through it all, reminding you to always keep your chin up. I'll be there for you always, to love you, to hold you, to know you like I've never known someone. To show you in the best way I can the way Christ loved the church.